Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. This is my Matchday 6 Premier League predictions reaction. Welcome back to the channel. Such an exciting week in the Premier League. Chelsea continuing to disappoint, United returning back to winning ways, a very entertaining North London derby. Just such a great week to watch football. I think I've got a couple right this week as well, but I did make a few mistakes with a few on the Saturday. It's nice that we had a similar amount of games on a Saturday and Sunday. Makes it more exciting for everyone to watch rather than just so many 3 o'clock kickoffs at the same time, you know what I mean? But yeah, anyway, let's just get straight into it. We start off with Palace 0, Fulham 0. I said 1-0 Palace. Before I predicted this match, I did say it would be low scoring. I didn't think either team, they don't have a over clinical striker, neither team do. But I did think one team would grab the winner. I did think Palace would, due to the fact that they're at home, in front of the home crowd. Obviously they've got an advantage through that. But obviously I got it wrong. Neither team managed to pick up 3 points. Both goalkeepers made big saves. Simple as that. I knew it would be low scoring, but I didn't get the result right. So I only picked up 1 point for this match for the correct amount of Fulham goals. Then we move on to Luton 1, Wolves 1. I said 2-1 Wolves. In fact, Luton absolutely dominated this match. They'll feel themselves unfortunate for not grabbing all the 3 points here. After Wolves got that red card late in the first half, I think it was. Luton should have won the game. They dominated, they weren't clinical enough, and it will feel like 2 points dropped. The reason I predicted Wolves to win is I thought Wolves would just edge the encounter, but the red card obviously changed the flow of the game, allowing Luton to be on top. They've got an extra man, they've got the home crowd. So yeah, unfortunately I only pick up 1 point again for this one. I didn't get the result correct, but I did get the correct amount of Luton goals. And then we move into Manchester City versus Nottingham Forest. It finished 2-0, and I said 3-1. I'm very unfortunate to only pick up 2 points here. I thought Forest played exceptionally well. Obviously, they had the man advantage for the entirety of the second half. The damage had already been done, unfortunately, by City up to that point. However, that red card, though, for Rodri is going to make things very interesting for their next 3 games. It's a straight red, strangled Morgan Gibbs-White. Similar to Casemiro last year, which everyone was saying he should have. Well, everyone was slating Casemiro. I haven't seen anyone slate Rodri so far. But anyway, they've got a big game against Arsenal coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and he's going to miss it. So that's going to make it a very interesting affair. But I think Forest did deserve to score a goal in this match, which is why it's really annoying I only pick up 2 points. But I'm going to have to settle for 2 points. Unfortunately, I did not get it right whatsoever. I think after the red card, City just weren't going to score another one. It was more if Forest were going to score, and Forest didn't manage to score. So yeah, it stayed 2-0. And we get 2 points because I did get obviously, City winning, which I think anyone would have done, to be honest. City are just too good. And then we move on to Brentford 1, Everton 3, and I said 2-1 Brentford, and yet this curse strikes again. The Keelan curse strikes again. I said there was no chance whatsoever of Everton winning. Brentford are simply miles better, and the opposites happened. Everton they dominated. They looked like a good team. If they play like that every match, they will definitely stay up. I don't understand why they don't. They've struggled to score goals all year. They've struggled to create chances. They've looked weak defensively. They scored 3 away from home in this one, and they looked solid defensively at the back. A real improvement. I'm a bit disappointed with Brentford in this match. I thought they were losing the midfield battle. They were struggling to score. Everything we thought they would be without Tony this season, and maybe that he's proven them right. But I reckon it's just a blip. They've got a good enough attack. I think Brentford are capable of beating anyone in the league. I mean, they did a double over City last year, so they're definitely able to beat anyone in the league. So I'm sure it's just a blip, and it's just one of those games. But unfortunately, I get 0 points because I got it completely wrong. And then we move into Burnley 0, Manchester United 1. I said 1-0 because I didn't want to jinx it, and I guess maybe me predicting Man United not to win has allowed United to win. I don't know. It should have been 1-1 though, really. United weren't good enough. Again, just poor performance. But we won, and that's all that matters. Burnley were winning the midfield battle. McTominay was awful. Casemiro was a bit meh. Hannibal I thought was good. He was providing a lot of energy into the midfield, but he wasn't overly special. It's just because he's a youngster. They're going to think he's done a lot better. Johnny Evans looked great at the back, a real leader. I wasn't familiar with his game, to be honest. I thought he was going to be shocking. I thought when I saw the centre-back partnership before the game, I was like, oh, this is going to be a long one. I'm going to struggle here. But Johnny Evans really took matters into his own hands. He commanded that defence perfectly. He scored a goal, which was disallowed. It was a good header. And then he also got the assist for the Bruno goal as well. So, yeah, although it was a poor performance, it's a win, a clean sheet, 3 points away from home. And considering the fact that away from home has been our problem all year, it's very good to get 3 points on the road. I'm still convinced that when we get our injured players back, we're going to look a lot better. Because obviously, like, so many players are injured. It just seems to be a curse right now. I don't really understand it. Reguilon apparently went off injured, something to do with his hamstring. And then Rashford crashed his car after the match. Like, there's just something going on. It probably did deserve to be 1-1 though in the end. Burnley just didn't take their chances. It's the same story all season. They've looked good in the majority of games, but they just can't finish their chances, and it might be the downfall for them this season. It's not a good look for the 3 promoted teams this year. They're the bottom 3 right now, and they're not looking good whatsoever. But yeah, I thought everyone at United was a bit average, some a bit better than others. The Bruno goal though was world class. That was Van Persie-esque, the technique, it's just a perfect volley. And that's definitely going to be goal of the month, surely. I don't think there's a better goal than that this month. The perfect ball from Johnny Evans as well, all the way from centre back. He just floats it over the top, and then Bruno smashed it onto the volley into the back of the net. It's a great goal. But unfortunately, I only get 1 point for this. 1 point. But Man United win, so that's all that matters. Then we move into Arsenal 2, Spurs 2. I said 2-2, back-to-back weeks with a 100% correct result. I knew this match would be highly entertaining. Lots of people were saying that Arsenal would smash them, Arsenal would be a way better team. But before this, I just didn't see either team grabbing all 3 points. And yeah, I got it right. I thought this was a bigger game for Spurs though. They had a lot more to prove, obviously. Although they were unbeaten this season, they hadn't really played any team of real quality so far. I know they played Man United and won. Man United are in a bit of a shambles right now, so them winning doesn't really prove how good they are. But playing against Arsenal, North London derby, away from home in the Emirates, and grabbing a point on the road, they certainly showed what they're capable of. It was generally, this match was incredibly close. I'm pretty sure both teams had the same amount of shots on goal. I think Arsenal edged the touches in opposition box and had more higher expected goals, but obviously Arsenal had a penalty, and I think it's 0.9 a penalty is worth for expected goals. So yeah, very even match, 2-2. I think Arsenal fans will be more frustrated with the result, considering that they were at home and they were probably the favourites. But yeah, I'm very impressed with Spurs. Son looks back to his best. That hat-trick against Burnley and now a double against Arsenal. Yeah, he's scoring goals for fun again. The finish for his second goal as well was sublime. Straight from the kickoff, he's just tapped it. It just looked too easy. But yeah, I'm very happy to grab 4 points here for getting the exact correct result. Then we go into Chelsea versus Villa, which it finished 1-0 Villa, and I said 2-1 Villa. I had a feeling Villa would win this, and I was right. Chelsea are in big trouble. They've spent another 400 million this season. They still look very bad. They're currently the worst team in 2023, joint with Everton. For points gained. Obviously that doesn't include teams that got relegated and teams that got promoted. It's not looking good whatsoever. I don't really understand how they're this bad. The only team they've beaten so far is Luton, and Luton are shocking, so it's not really a surprise. It's just, where do they go from here? They can't sack the manager, because they'll just do bad, sack the manager, then they'll bring someone else in, spend another 400 million on useless players, he'll do bad, he'll get sacked, and it's just going to be a forever lasting cycle. It's been the same ever since Todd Bowley came in. Tuchel went, and they brought in Graham Potter, spent loads of money, did terrible, got rid of him, brought in Frank Lampard to try and do better, which was never going to work, got rid of him. Now they got Poch, spent 400 million again, and then now what's going to happen now? Are they going to sack him as well? It's just weird. But another good win it's a good win for Villa, especially after They lost in the Conference League midweek. They wanted to get back to winning ways, especially at Stamford Bridge as well. So yeah, they'll be very happy with that, with those 3 points. But for me, I only pick up 2 points for this because I didn't get the correct amount of goals for either team, but I did get the winner right. Then we move into Brighton versus Bournemouth. I said 4-1, it finished 3-1. Very, very close to getting 4 points here again. I knew Brighton would dominate, and like Villa, they themselves would be very glad to return back to winning ways after a disappointing defeat in the Europa League in midweek, their debut in the European competition. I think they'll be very disappointed with that loss. But yeah, Bournemouth took the lead. But again, Bournemouth find themselves winless under this new manager. Still think they're going to regret sacking Gary O'Neill. I think they could. I predicted them to go down, and everyone said, "Oh, that's a silly mistake." I think they generally could go down. Mitoma, brilliant player. Just so many different talking points for every match, but yeah, Mitoma, such a good player. I think it took 15 seconds off the bench for him to score to put them 2-1 up. And I grab 3 points in this, just like Brighton did. Yeah, 3 points. Then we move on to Liverpool versus West Ham. It finished 3-1, and I said 3-1 again. Another match, 100% correct. I knew it would be somewhat close. It was 1-1 at half time. Darwin put them 2-1 up, and Jota off the bench wrapped it up with a third. I knew Liverpool would be better if they started Diaz and Núñez. They're just two better players. It's not like they weren't good before, but I feel like they play better with those two up top compared to Gakpo and Jota. I think those two are better impact subs because, I mean, a lot of the games they were going 1-0 down and then bringing Núñez and Diaz on and looking 10 times better and winning the game. So yeah, it's a good win for Liverpool, and they're going to continue playing Diaz, Núñez. And they're going to continue winning. Yeah, it's very good. Liverpool look really good again. That's another 4 points. And then it's the final match of this game week. Sheffield United 0, Newcastle 8. Yes, 8. I said 3-1 Newcastle. I don't think I was ever going to get 4 points for this one. I wasn't expecting that much of a domination. I was expecting Newcastle to win, don't get me wrong, because I don't rate Sheffield United whatsoever. But I didn't really know what to expect going into it. Do I go for a big win? Do I go for a draw? Because obviously they just played Milan, had to travel back. Having the UCL in your schedule makes it 10 times harder because you're constantly travelling back and forth, limiting the time you can train and prepare for the matches. But yeah, they've certainly proved a lot of doubters wrong, including me, thinking they'll be unable to cope. They go to Milan, draw 0-0, get a good point, come back, beat Sheffield United 8-0. Yeah, Sheffield United have got a lot to worry about. I think their manager's not going to get too much longer. An 8-0 loss at home is unforgivable. I feel bad for those fans, honestly. 8-0 at home is shocking, really. Like, they didn't even put up a fight. Like, I remember watching the first half. They showed no fight whatsoever. But yeah, I get 2 points for that. So overall, let me just do some maths real quick. We got 1 for the first one, 2 for the second. So we're on 2 after the second one, 4 after the third one. We're on 5, then 9, 11, 14, 18, 20 points. Again, 20 out of 40. So yeah, bang on right in the middle again. If I did a little bit better on Saturday, I reckon I would have got my record points tally, but unfortunately, we only have 50% again. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and yeah, just make sure to tune in all to the future ones. Thank you very much.